When I visit my family in Hong Kong, I realized that there's a lot of pop-up dinner in Asia. So I was thinking, why not in Toronto?
Hello, welcome to Food That Touches the Heart, Reorienting Asian Food, an event celebrating Asian Heritage Month that will connect food from the Asian diaspora, today it's mostly East Asian cuisine, to the cultural and political. I'm your host, Nobu Edelman. Today we're going to hear from three chefs. Eva Chen is the chef de cuisine at Momofuku's Kojin, Craig Wong is the co-owner and chef at Patois and the recently opened Bar Mignonette, and Joshua Wong from Snow, his private dinner company. They'll each show us how to make one of their prized recipes and talk about what they bring to the table and how they incorporate their backgrounds and varied life experiences to create their menus. First up is Josh. Now, many of you at WeirFoulds know him as that IT guy. But on the side, Josh has run a private dinner company for 5 years, bringing Asian fusion with a twist to special events. He calls his company Snow, S-N-O, named after his grandmother, and each event features a secret menu. And when the firm started talking about doing events for Asian Heritage Month, Josh spawned the idea that became all of this. So thanks to Josh, and also, welcome. Hi Josh, how's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm all right, thank you. Are you right now in your chef's room or are you in your IT room?
I'm actually working from home, so.
What gave you the idea to use food as a jumping off point? Like when you and your colleagues at WeirFoulds were talking about what to do for Asian Heritage Month, what inspired you?
Well, we eat food every single day, right? But it's so much more than that. It brings people together, right? And there's a story behind every single dish, from a simple, like, let's say, instant noodles cooked by your family members, to like a 12-course big family dinner meal. It just means so much to our life, right? So it's just a good way to actually communicate with others as well.
A lot of people love food. I mean, I am crazy about it. I don't just live to eat, I eat to live. But not everybody turns a passion like that into a business when you obviously have a busy life already. So what inspired you to start what you call your private dinner company?
I have to say it was my grandparents and my mom. They all very good at cooking Chinese food, and they make me enjoy food a lot, even I was at a young age. I didn't discover this passion until I was like late 20s, and all my dishes were like self-taught and exchange ideas from my chef friends from Shanghai. When I visit my family in Hong Kong, I realized that there's a lot of pop-up dinner in Asia. So I was thinking, why not in Toronto, right? So I started hosting like different type of event and have friends and family sign up and create secret menu for them.
Did it start with friends and then sort of go like sort of become a larger thing after that?
Yeah, like I think it's become like it started off with like friends and family, and then they start referring to everybody, and it just getting kind of in a way out of hand. So
You talk about stories and that food tells stories. What kind of stories are you trying to tell with your food?
um, I know everyone judge food by their looks, and there is a lot of Asian dish that doesn't look the best, but they taste amazing. And that gave me an idea to take a different element from like some traditional dish and switch it up the presentation, give people a lot of surprises.
You mentioned your mother and your grandmother as being influential for basically teaching you how to cook. How has your grandmother specifically informed your company?
My grandparents were the one that took care of me when I was really young. Especially my grandma, and she was my best friend, and that was the reason why that I used her middle name as my company name, just to always remind me to cook every single dish with love. Um, I always believe that whoever actually eating your food will taste like your effort and your love. And what do you try to what try the message that you try to come across if they can taste it.
Okay, it's time to get to your recipe video. I'm really excited about this. Josh, what have you cooked for us today?
Today I'm cooking surf and turf Taiwanese beef noodles with tea leaf smoked lobster.
Sounds really, really good. Let's get to the video and we'll be back with Josh in a second.
First, I put the ginger, onions, shallot, and the beef bone in the oven for 400 degrees for 20 minutes. This will bring out the extra flavor from the beef bone. And then I will cook the beef shank for 20 minutes in the water. And then I will put them on the side. And then I start cooking beef broth in the pressure cooker for 1 hour. I pan fry the green onion, ginger, onion, shallot, garlic, and chuhao paste. for roughly around 30 seconds. Then I add bean curd paste, add rice wine and chili bean sauce. And then I will mix it for another 30 seconds. You can add dark soy sauce, light soy sauce, rock sugar, bay leaf, star anise, and peppercorn. After another 30 seconds, I add carrot, tomatoes, and then I mix them well and cook it 1 minute with a high heat. After 1 hour, I use the pressure cooker to finish cooking the beef broth. We can slowly put the tomatoes and carrots in the pot. And then we can add all the sauce and our other ingredients in the pot as well. I add the beef sirloin broth and cooking for 3 to 4 hours. And then I start preparing for the lobster. I use tea leaves to smoke this lobster, and that's why you see I set up the tea leaf on the bottom of the tray. The sauce, I use garlic, red chili pepper, like soy sauce, and a little bit of oil. I put it in the oven for 15 minutes in 350 degrees. I like to add yellow mustard, deep fried shallot, cilantro. Lastly, I'm just adding some green onions to my surf and turf noodles. This recipe is combined Taiwanese noodles and tea leaf lobster.
All right, everybody, that was Josh's surf and turf, the Taiwanese beef noodles and tea leaf smoked lobster. I wanted to ask a couple questions. You mentioned that you use a paste that I'm not familiar with. You call it the Chu Hao paste. What is that?
So basically, to be honest, I don't even know exactly what it is. It's one of those sauce that, like, let's say your mom passed it on to you. You're like, hey, that's the sauce that's supposed to go with beef. Then you're like, okay, sure, then let's try it. And it's like, hey, that works. That kind of stuff. It's a very strong flavor paste, right? It works, obviously, it works really well with beef type of dish. When you cook with, stew, soup noodles, it works really well.
And pressure cooker. I don't really use a pressure cooker, so tell me just a little bit about that and the process of using one in terms of what it does.
Sure. My parents and my grandparents always taught me is like, you have to cook this dish for like, let's say 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours. I was like, okay, well, I'm not going to sit there for 12 hours, right? And look at the pot.
You're not that easygoing.
No, not that easygoing with the time, that's for sure. But yeah, I think it was like 5-6 years ago or 7-8 years ago when I realized how to use a pressure cooker. It actually shortened the time to like 45 minutes to an hour. It actually break it down the meat much faster, right? But don't get around that, it will give you flavor, because again, it takes time to get the flavor into the meat and everything. So when I always tell people that when you want to cook meat dish and you want the really, really tender, you can put it in a pressure cooker for 1 hour, but let it sit for overnight, then you'll be fine.
Then you're back to your 12 hours.
Yeah, but then I'm not watching the pot anymore. I go to sleep for sure.
Oh, I see. I thought you were just staring at the pot. So, Josh, I imagine many of your colleagues at WeirFoulds are now like, how do we hire Josh and his and Snow to cater our event? How do they find you?
Hit me at Instagram, snow.popup.
I'm gonna let you go right now, but please come back for the group discussion.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, thanks, Josh. See you later.
Thank you. Take care.
My name is Nobu Edelman. It's been a pleasure being your host. I hope this has inspired you to get outside your comfort zone and expand your culinary ambitions and see what kind of story you want to tell. And of course, continue to advocate for equality. Racism has no place in our society, and the more we face how we can be part of the solution, the quicker we'll find a way forward for everyone. So with that, happy Asian Heritage Month. Bye for now.